Even liberal Democrats are voicing their displeasure. Will there be a reconciliation vote? Should there be? And if it doesn't happen, then what? Joining me now, two members of Congress, Michael Burgess, a Republican from Texas. He's a doctor as well, and chairman of the Congressional Health Care Caucus. And Stephen Lynch, a Democrat from Massachusetts on the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee. Gentlemen, thank you very much for talking to us. Congressman Lynch, maybe you can tell us what will happen in the future. Will there be a reconciliation vote?
Well, it's going to be very close. I think there are a lot of Democrats who are very suspicious that all the reform has been taken out of this bill. Some are saying that it's not worth the $1 trillion or so that we're proposing to spend here, and a lot of the measures that were put in for cost containment in the House have been removed. So there's a fair number of people in that group, and then there's also another group that is concerned about abortion language and things like that. So I think the president's got his work cut out for him.
Yeah, he certainly does. I mean, Congressman Burgess, if there is no reconciliation vote, which I know Republicans would be very upset about, first of all, why don't you first tell me how unfair you feel as a Republican if that were to actually happen?
Well, remember, reconciliation is something that happens over on the Senate side. And in the House of Representatives, it's simple majority rules on a bill like this. And so reconciliation only comes into play if there are things they want to change after the fact. The trajectory we're on right now, at least my understanding that the Democrats are on, is the House is going to take up the bill that the Senate passed on Christmas Eve, a very bad bill, and they had to buy votes from senators all over the shop to get it passed in the Senate, and now we are going to take that up. Will the House agree with the Senate amendment because this bill has a House number? If we do that, then the promise has been made to members of the House who don't like the bill is that, don't worry, we'll come back with some kind of adjustments, some technical corrections, and we'll pass that under reconciliation so that the Republicans won't be able to stand in our way. Look, what's standing in your way, Mr. President, is the American people. They've looked at this, they've rejected it. If you had popular support, it wouldn't matter that you don't have Republicans, because you would have the will of the people behind you and the Democratic caucus would pass this bill. They don't have popular support. They don't want to pass this bill in the House. There's your problem.
Yeah, here's another problem, Congressman Lynch. Moderate and even liberal Democrats are voicing their displeasure with the idea, too. So are Democrats concerned how voters will interpret this discontent among your own party come the midterm elections?
Well, I think many Democrats who are skeptical of this bill, the Senate version, are really disappointed in the bill itself. I don't think technical corrections in reconciliation is going to make a good bill out of a bad bill. I think that's the heart of the matter here. We haven't got to that point yet where I think enough members, Democratic members, are willing to vote for this bill on its merits. So we never get to the issue of reconciliation if we can't overcome that obstacle.
I'm reading comments on Twitter. Todd H225 writes, if our legislators support this and reconciliation is used, I will vote for replacements for them in the midterms. Are you worried at all, Congressman Lynch, are Democrats worried at all about the backlash that this could potentially cause if voters feel like if the majority doesn't rule here? I mean, it almost seems voters will see this as the government and politicians, I guess, powering their way through this, whether the public wants it or not. So then what's the point of voting?
There's the danger of that this could be portrayed as overreaching and that it's a parliamentary maneuver. There's that debate. Is this, simply majority rule, or is this some type of manipulation? And so there is the danger out there in the public that they could see this as manipulation, no question about it.
Congressman Burgess, I have to go. I want to give you the final word, though. Is it worth the money that's proposed to be spent here?
No, I don't think so. But I think the bigger question for the Democrats, if they power this thing through, as you say, the pushback, because the public has looked at this and rejected it, I mean, they are going to lose a tremendous number of seats in the fall election, the 60 to 70 seat range, if they power this thing through.
All right, Congressman Burgess and Lynch, thank you very much, Congressman, for talking to us.